Good afternoon. This is Dale Snyder, and I am here with.
Mike Calvert.
All right, so he'll tell you a little bit more about who he is and what he does in a moment. But real quickly here, I've been in the business, real estate business, for over 20 years. And one of the main things I've learned, as Mike knows, is if you want to grow any business, specifically your real estate business, you have to think, what challenges do the consumers have? And then how can I help them solve those problems or challenges? So we have Mike here today to talk a little bit about his methodology behind the company that he owns and how that's of service and benefit to the real estate professionals. So tell us a little bit about you, bud, and your
Yeah,
company.
yeah. So I get too much credit because we weren't intending to be looked at as, oh, this company's trying to solve problems and stuff like that. We just kind of stumbled into it, right? I loved the idea of working with real estate agents when I got into solar, and I think a lot of solar representatives want that too, right? Obviously, you guys sell houses; it makes sense.
Yep, yep,
But we didn't know how far we'd come, so it just it spun off of wanting to do the right thing for the right reasons, right? And I think for a long time in my life, I was raised in a house around parents that were the same way, grandfather who was very much so the same way. And so when we saw the problems and the issues that real estate agents were having with solar contracts and transference and credit checks and things like that and warranties being transferred, it was just like a light bulb. It's just like this is something that we can do and we can feel really good about it. Because up to that point, we felt good about making money selling solar,
yeah,
but it wasn't like feel good, job. It was just feel good paycheck. So this gave us an opportunity to feel morally and ethically like we're doing something
yeah,
that matters to people.
yeah, yeah.
So
So what's the name of your company? How long have you been in business?
Solar Certified Pro, and it's been in business since March 2023, so not too terribly long. Um, been in solar for over 5 years now, and yeah, a lot of it was just figuring out what this was going to be. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So there's I've been out of the sales cycle for a bit, so I don't deal with the day-to-day challenges that the agents deal with. So as I started talking with you, I started to realize how challenging it can be to just get a deal closed, like depending on who the loan is with on the property that the homeowner purchased the solar through, right? Um, so I guess what my question is, you know, um, you know, what are some of the things that you do to help facilitate and make the transaction run smoother or to help real estate agents?
yeah, yeah. Um, getting to a place where we understood transfers is interesting. I just didn't ever tell anybody no, right? They'd be like, "Can you help with this?" I was like, "Sure, sure, sure," right? Like,
And
and
then
so,
figure it
and
out.
I'm on the phone with Goodleaf, and I'm like learning as I'm going,
Yeah,
and after a little while, I was like, "This is something. This is a service." So we have just nailed down the process and done a lot of research on different banks, their requirements, their steps and processes to getting things transferred and ownership and credit requirements and stuff like that.
yeah,
In
yeah,
addition to all the other entities like the installer, do we have to call them? Do we have to transfer anything? Do we have to pay anything? Manufacturers, same thing. So it's been kind of a labor of love to figure out what you guys are going to have to get them to do, because that's the truth, right? Like
yeah,
you're kind of up there, as someone who's in charge of some of the agents. There's some liability there, and you don't want your agents to do it for the clients, but sometimes, I mean, the clients aren't capable of doing it for themselves.
yeah.
So any instructions that we could give the agents seemed like it would be helpful, and that's really where the transfer service that we offer has come into play.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. I don't want to turn this into a 10-minute video.
sure.
So we'll chat on that in another video here, going through the details of the services they provide. But what I guess the question I think that's most important on this is like your kind of like your mission or the vision of the company and why you create it, because you've been in solar for about 5 or 6 years and then you started your own company. Uh, why did you make that transition? And then what's the mission, vision of
Yeah. So it kind of two part. One I'm not very proud of, and one I am proud of. Right. One part
Okay.
is I was told no. I was told it wasn't going to work. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. Right. Go knock doors. Go knock doors. That is how you do it. And so I kind of had a chip on my shoulder. I wanted to prove that it could be done and kind of stick it to them. And I truly, as I started to get into brokerages and talk to real estate agents, I was like, what we're finally starting to see pan out, realtors be a little bit more involved in solar. I
Mhm.
knew that could be. And so I was like, okay, this is a great idea, but it's also going to stick it to the solar people and be like, we're going to crush you, right?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
if real estate agents wanted to crush the solar industry, they could just by becoming involved in the sales process.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to stick it to them for telling me it would never work. And then the other side was I want to be a part of a just cause, right? If you've ever read Simon Sinek's book, Infinite Mindset, I think it is, or Infinite Game, one of
Infinite game.
Infinite
Yeah.
Game,
Yeah. Yeah.
he just talks about a just cause, and it's like I'm never going to win at life. I'm never going to win at business. None of us are. It's going to go on far after us, and it's been around for a long time before we came along. So
Yeah.
I just want to be a part of something that's good, regardless of what that is. And so that's our two missions: is to solve problems and be something of a good for people, and then also to kind of stick it to the solar people. That's bad, but it's kind of true. It's kind
Yeah,
of true.
that's great because I don't think you know I was going to ask that question. So I said I'll have you talk a little bit about the company,
Yeah,
but not why you chose
sure.
to pivot. Makes perfect sense because the people that you work for oftentimes are going to say you can't go do it on your own,
Mm-hmm.
which can fuel the fire
Yeah,
inside to
yeah.
do it. Yeah. All right. So I guess to wrap this up, if you have any closing thoughts, but on my side is I just wanted to make sure we got a little video out here to learn a little bit more about Mike and the company, and we'll talk here in another moment, in another video about the details of the services. But what I know is, after we spent hours and hours getting to know each other and talking about this, was he is a great resource to help you as a real estate agent, to help your buyers, to help your sellers, whether they're considering buying solar, leasing it, they already have it on their home and they're considering selling their home, or you got a deal that's about ready to go sideways that you didn't know, and the solar is hijacking the deal. Mike's company can be a great resource to help you with all of the solar needs. So anytime you come across anything solar, I would encourage you to think of Mike's company, Solar Certified Pros, to help you solve whatever that problem may be or to provide value to your clients. So, any closing thoughts or?
No, you hit it on the head.
All right, man.
All
Thanks,
right,
bro.
you bet.
Appreciate you.
You bet.